how do winners stay winning? Is it talent? Is it training? Is it a God-given gift? Well, would you believe me if I told you that it's none of them? Yes, none of them. Scientists, they call it the winner's effect. And the hidden secret is that the winner's effect is just a frequency that you can tap into at any time. And it's so easy and you will become unstoppable.
I am inevitable.
Now that sounds too good to be true, right? Well, look around at the world. It's the same people winning over and over and over again. From business to music to sports, it's dominated by the same people that just never lose. Like sometimes I'll be like, damn, how did these guys just keep doing it every single time?
How, Sway?
They just seem to have that magic touch. Whatever they touch, it just works. Like, how do they do this? And here's the thing, the only thing that separates you from the winners isn't what you think. It's not discipline, it's not motivation, it's not even education, it's nothing that they trick you into thinking it is. It's frequency. If you don't choose the frequency of a winner, then you'll be defaulted to the frequency of a loser, which is probably what you've experienced at some point in your life, which is why you're even here to begin with. So thank the universe for this synchronicity and make sure you finish this to the end so you can tap into the frequency of the winner and have that magic touch and be on top. Now, before we can tap you into the frequency of a winner, there's a couple things you need to know. The most dangerous thing in the universe is to not know how it works. Unfortunately, most people live their lives never understanding the fundamentals of how the universe works. This leads them to continuously run into failure, poverty, and suffering, which are some things that you probably experienced at some point in your life. Now, one of the most critical fundamentals is what I call the universal compound effect. Now, take the concept of compound interest. They're kind of similar. Compound interest just means you get money on your money, and then you get money on that money too, and it just keeps going like that. Now, Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world and said, he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Now, like a snowball rolling downhill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And when it comes to the universal compound effect, it's the same thing, except the thing that's consistently multiplied is your frequency. The more a particular frequency is multiplied, the more it becomes a reality. Now, think about it like this. A simple snowball that gains momentum eventually has the power to become an avalanche. And it's no different with your frequency. Think about it like this. A small wind that gains momentum eventually becomes a tornado, and the frequency that you're currently in is forever being multiplied the longer that you're in it. And when it comes to the winners, they are constantly in the frequency of winning, so that energy gains momentum to the point where it becomes a reality, and it just stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. But here's the thing, it can also work in the reverse direction. When it comes to losers, they are constantly in the frequency of losing, so that energy gains momentum to the point where it becomes a reality, and that just stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. And when energy gains momentum, it strengthens its frequency, strengthening its reality. Now, momentum is just consistency, and consistency is a form of alchemy. Consistency is what takes a single vibration and gives it enough momentum to become a rhythm, which becomes a reality, which then becomes a reality. With that being said, you can either build positive energetic momentum or you can build negative energetic momentum. That's it. There's no choice. And unfortunately, if you haven't been consciously doing it from a positive, winning, energetic momentum, then that means you've been doing it from the loser, negative, energetic momentum. And it's funny because if we go to Matthew 13:12, Christ said, whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they do have will be taken away from them. And this is the esoteric nature of the verse. It's all about your energetic momentum. Remember what I said, the snowball can become an avalanche with momentum, and the small wind can become a tornado with momentum. That's why it's critical that you make sure that you are occupying the frequency of a winner. It's quite literally life or death. It's quite literally success or failure. And it's quite literally win or lose. Don't get tricked by frequencies. Frequencies are tricky and they will trap you into self-imposed prisons. Frequencies will trick you into thinking that they are cold, hard, undeniable facts, but they're not. You can put them on and take them off, but they present themselves as unmovable facts. So that's how your mind begins to internalize them, which then makes them unmovable. Think about any moment in your life where you've just decided that you can't do something, or someone decides that it can't be done because of this, and that's just how it is, and that's just how it is. But the truth is, when it comes to losing, it reinforces the idea in your head that you are right. This is how frequencies trick you. They make you think that you are right, and then when it doesn't go right the way that you intended, it gives you that artificial ego boost. It's like that saying that is said, if you believe that you can, then you're right, and if you believe you can't, then you're right. I don't remember who said it, but it was someone extremely profound. And without ever realizing that it's not true that you were going to lose or it wasn't going to work out for you, but it became true when your subconscious mind internalized that idea. At that point, when it manifests into reality, you're like, see, I knew it wouldn't work for me. See, it never goes right for me. See, I never win. I never get the girl, and it never are. You understand what I'm saying? I want you to understand this. All ceilings are self-imposed. All prisons are self-made, and all limitations are self-created. Now, what is the frequency of a loser? You're probably thinking, Nero, okay, I get this loser thing, I get this universal compound thing, but what is the frequency of a loser? What is a loser? Well, here's the thing. Everybody loses, but that isn't what makes somebody a loser. What makes somebody a loser is somebody who has been trapped into the frequency of a loser. Now, unfortunately, the more you lose, the more you lose. You're forever stacking and multiplying that energetic momentum, that frequency. This is the same reason why the poor get poorer. That's why the losers stay losing. It's the energetic momentum that is always being multiplied, and that momentum takes that frequency and becomes strengthened enough to a point where it becomes a reality. So here are the traits of a loser's frequency, and you can see which one of these that you identify with, because it definitely, I can assure you, it definitely will be one. Now, losers, they have a self-defeating state of mind before an attempt is even made. Before they've even tried, before they've even made an attempt, they've already decided that, it's not gonna work for me, it's not gonna work because of this. Before they've even tried. Then they also decide that it's just not going to work for them. No other reason, it's just not going to work. Maybe they know somebody that tried it and it didn't work, or somebody said that it doesn't work and now they've just decided that it's not for them. Losers also have an expectation of losing to a point that when they lose, they're like, see, yeah, I just knew that was going to happen. Losers have also normalized losing as part of who they are. Losers also have no conviction in their ability to succeed. They might think they can, but their conviction says otherwise. Losers also prepare to lose internally. Losers also don't see themselves as winners. They only see themselves as losers. Losers also care about their failed attempts of other losers and base their chances of success on that. Losers also feel self-doubt, defeated and humiliated of themselves. Now, of course, these are things that we all experience at any given moment, but the more that you begin to solidify these beliefs, the more they begin to alter the frequency to which you're operating out of, and the more they become a reality. Now, what happens for most people is that they allow a single loss to alter their frequency for a long time without even realizing it. One knockdown, and instantly they allow that frequency to trap them into a self-imposed prison. Now, that frequency of loss at that one moment, the longer that they're in it, the more emotion that they donate to it and invest into it, the more that effect compounds and becomes a reality. Now, these beliefs structure the mind to resonate with the frequency of losing, and if you have them, then you'd be wise to cut them off immediately, or else. You're probably like, all right, cool, Nero, I get the frequency of losers, but okay, I want to become a winner. How do I get into that frequency? Well, the most important thing is in the sentence that I just said. AJ, rewind this. I want to see if they catch it. You're probably like, all right, cool, Nero, I get the frequency of losers, but okay, I want to become a winner. How do I get into that frequency? Now, what you should have discovered from what I said is winning is just a frequency. That's it. The only thing that will ever make somebody a winner or somebody win is their frequency at that time of action. Period. That's it. Luckily, the more you win, the more you win. And just like I said before, you're forever stacking that energetic momentum, which then becomes a frequency. That's why the rich get richer. That's why the winners stay winning. Energetic momentum is always being multiplied, and that momentum takes that frequency and becomes a reality. And it's for that reason that you must consciously enter the frequency and live in it so that it touches every single thing that you do. And here are some traits of a winner's frequency. Winners have already won in mind before they make any attempt. It's already done. And you had this moment in your life before, whether it's a test at school, whether it's a girl that you knew you were going to get, whether it's a game you knew you was going to win, no matter what it was, in your head, you had already locked in that you'd won. So you did. Winners have also decided that there's no other options except to win. What's the alternative? Losing? That's not the language that they speak. Winners also have an expectation of winning, to a point where if they don't win, they're surprised. They're like, what? I can't believe this. Winners also have a normalization of winning as part of who they are. They also fully have full conviction in their ability to succeed. They prepare to celebrate winning internally before it's even happened. Winners also have no care about the attempts of others to determine their success, because what's that Tywin Lannister quote? A lion does not concern himself with the opinions of sheep.
A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep.
That's literally a winner's frequency. Winners feel confident, accomplished, and proud of themselves. Now here's the thing, you have two choices and you don't have any other options. You can be a winner or you can be a loser. And confidence is the foundation of a winner's frequency. It's the springboard to success, because confidence shifts your identity, which shifts your frequency, which shifts your reality. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, how do I build that confidence? How do I build that elixir of manifestation? Well, confidence is built by evidence, and the evidence that you need to get is by capitalizing on small wins. Get small wins. Start doing small manifestation experiments, what I call reality experiments. Visualize yourself seeing a red balloon or a red car or whatever it is, a Mini Cooper or whatever it is, something small that you know that once you see it, you're going to be like, oh, I done that. And then that will allow that confidence to shift your identity, and then you will become a winner the more that you stack that momentum, because remember, it's just the game of momentum stacking. Now here's the question that I have for you. Are you ready to give up who you are now? Okay, now you know the frequency of a winner. How do you actually become a winner? Well, the first thing that we have to start with is, what is your definition of winning? It's probably along the lines of achieving an outcome, right? Wrong. See, most people lose before they've even started, and it's all because of their definition of winning. Winning should be about the attempt at the outcome, not the outcome itself. Once you begin to see winning as the journey instead of the destination, then you become a winner the moment that you're on the journey. Once you begin to see yourself as a winner and identify as a winner, you can enter the frequency of the winner. Take all the winner's beliefs and force them into your mind. Literally go back to it, force them into your mind while doing whatever it is that you do. When you enter the frequency of a winner, you allow the energetic momentum to stack up and multiply, all thanks to the universal compound effect. Now, behavioral scientists have found that the idea of winning being outcome-based reinforces loss every instance you fail to attain an outcome. Think about this, right? Any moment that you define winning as getting something and you don't get it, in your head, what you're doing is reinforcing the frequency of loss. And when you think about it from a point of frequency, if you don't get the outcome, you instantly enter the frequency of losing. And it's all down to your definition of what it means to win. This is why winners of every field, no matter what interview you watch, they all say the same thing. It's all about the journey, fall in love with the process.
The process, loving the process, loving the daily grind of it, and putting the puzzle together.
And it's due to their correct definition of winning. They don't see winning as getting an outcome. They see winning as being on the journey. And then that frequency that they've established from their perception towards winning is what actually gets them to the destination. With this definition, every time they act on the journey, they're stacking wins. And that stacks momentum, which stacks frequency, which then becomes a reality. Every act on the journey to the destination is a win. And by altering your perception, you alter your projection of reality. And this is exactly why high achieving entrepreneurs hire me as their esoteric advisor, to give them these type of tweaks. Stacking wins, and stacking wins. That's all you need to do. Through redefining what it means to win and staying away from the frequency of losing and cultivating the frequency of winning, you can change it all. Now, my last question to you is, will you be a winner or a loser?